Today we're going to be looking at a pretty obscure and rare Plants vs. Zombies plush set that not many people know about. And while basically every single pillow in the set is just an exact copy either of a Lynxen pillow or a Helliworld pillow. So yeah, with that said, welcome to a look at the Nici Plants vs. Zombies pillow set. Now let's start off with the first pillow in the set being the Peashooter. Now this pillow is an obvious copy of the Lynxen one, and while it's actually a pretty good bootleg. As well, compared to the bootlegs that are on Amazon, this one's actually pretty high quality. As well, the head shape on it is overall really accurate, and it actually looks basically exact to how the Lynxen pillow looks. And the eyes are also very nicely embroidered on, and while the only really inaccurate detail about this plush is that there's no eye shines in the eyes. As well, on the Lynxen pillow, there's green eye shines in the eyes, and this one doesn't have any. But besides that, there's no really details that I could say that are inaccurate about the pillow. They overall just did a really good job with this plush and copying it. For some reason, they didn't really have the best quality control, so it could just be a thing with not having the best quality control, so that's why it looks weird. But besides that one weird detail on the leaf in one image, the rest of the plush overall looks extremely accurate. If you want this plush, you could look on eBay or Zanu, but honestly, you probably won't be able to get it as well, but it's extremely rare. Now let's go on to the next pillow in the set being the Sunflower pillow. Now just like the Peashooter, this is a copy of a Lynxen pillow, and while it overall looks extremely accurate. As well, the face seems to be the exact same color as the normal Sunflower pillow made by Lynxen, and the petals on it also seems to be the exact same. The petals on this plush could actually get damaged, as well they're made out of this weird material that could probably get damaged pretty easily, as well, as you can see they're kind of bent. But besides that, there's really no details on this plush that could get damaged, and the embroidery on the face looks pretty good. There's no really inaccuracies about the embroidery on the face, besides the fact that the eyes could be a little browner compared to what color they actually are. As on the normal Lynxen Sunflower pillow, the eyes actually have a bit of a brownish tint in them, with this bootleg not having that. But yeah, if you want this plush, you can look on eBay or Zanu, but once again, just like the Peashooter, it's basically impossible to find. Now let's go on to the next plush in the set being the Chomper. Now this Chomper is probably one of the most accurate bootlegs in the whole set as well, but basically looks the exact same as the normal Lynxen Chomper pillow. The only really noticeable difference about the plush is that the tags are different. But besides that, this plush is overall really accurate as well, but all the embroidery on the face is basically the exact same as the Lynxen variant. All the embroidery on the face and on the mouth overall look extremely accurate to how they're supposed to look, and they also look extremely high quality. It actually seems that Nici did a great job copying the exact design how it's supposed to look from the Lynxen plush onto this one, and the football zombie in the mouth could get bent and damaged because it is made out of a felt material. And once again, just like the rest of the pillow, the football zombie basically looks the exact same as the normal Lynxen one, except it does have a bit of a white outline around it. Because as you can see, around the arm on the left, you could kind of see a bit of a white outline which isn't there on the Lynxen plush. It will matter on which plush you get, based off quality control, it could either be a really big white line or a smaller one. But yeah, overall, this plush is just really good, and it's a really accurate copy of the Lynxen one. And if you want this plush, you could look on eBay or Zanu, but it's extremely hard to find. The next plush in it says the Squash. Now one thing that's pretty weird about the Squash plush is that it seems that the color of the Squash actually varies on which plush you get. As well, there's some pictures of the Squash that look like a normal green color, but there's others that look like a really light green color. So yeah, they might be separate variants, but also might be based off the lighting of the picture, and I can't really tell. But yeah, besides that slight detail, the rest of the plush is the exact same on both variants. And I do actually really like how they add some stitching on the sides of the Squash and in the middle of it to give it a bit more depth and detail. As well, it makes the Squash look more bumpy and a bit more 3D and a bit more accurate looking to how it actually is supposed to look in the game. The eyes and the mouth overall are extremely accurate to how the Lynxen variant is actually supposed to look, and they seem to be pretty high quality. One thing that's pretty impressive about these bootlegs is that they're actually really high quality compared to others, as well most modern bootleg Plants vs. Zombies plushes could fall apart really easily. But these plushes actually seem to be very carefully stitched and actually seem to be pretty good quality compared to your normal modern bootleg. But yeah, overall, this one's once again just like the Chomper, basically an exact copy of the Lynxen variant, besides being a really light green color on some variants. If you want this plush, you can look on eBay and Zanu, but just like the others, it's extremely hard to find. And now let's move on to the next pillow in the set being the Jalapeno. Now there's actually no details on this plush that I could see that are actually different from the Jalapeno pillow. And well, the only really difference between the original Lynxen plush and this one is the tags on them. But besides that, these plushes basically are identical to each other. And well, the only part about this plush that could get damaged is actually the stem because, well, that could actually get pretty understuffed over the years. But besides that, the rest of the plush is overall really high quality and it can't really fall apart. And well, all the embroidery on the mouth and the eyes overall seem to be pretty accurate and well, they seem to be pretty high quality. The inside of the eyes seem to be made out of a felt material while the inside of the teeth seem to actually be all stitched on. This plush actually looks extremely accurate to the Lynxen plush and I can't really see any details that look different besides the tags. But yeah, if you want this plush, you could look on eBay or Zanyu, but it's probably even rarer than the actual Lynxen Jalapeno, if not the same rarity as well, but I've never seen it for sale. The next plush in it says the Tallnut pillow. Now, unlike every single other plush in it, this is actually not a copy of the Lynxen plush, and it's actually a copy of a Hello World plush. This plush is actually a lot higher quality compared to the modern bootlegs of this Tallnut plush. As well, if you go on Amazon and look up Tallnut plushes, you'll probably find this one for sale and also on AliExpress. So yeah, there's a really low quality plush of a Tallnut for sale, but this one isn't the one. This one actually seems to be a very high quality variant of the bootleg. As well, it seems unlike the modern bootlegs of the Tallnut plush, this one actually had a lot more work put into it. It seems that the embroidery on the face seems to be extremely accurate and it's probably high quality just like the rest of the set, but I can't really tell because the images I have of it are overall really low quality. But yeah, this plush seems to be pretty accurately shaped and it's also really nicely stuffed to keep its shape. As well, if it wasn't nicely stuffed, it probably wouldn't keep the shape that it has in these pictures. But yeah, if you want this plush, I can only find 2 images of it, so yeah, you probably won't be able to find it, but look on eBay and Zanyu. Now let's go into the final plush in the set, being the zombie pillow. Now this is probably the most inaccurate plush in the whole set as well, but it looks the weirdest. Just like the squash plush, there seems to be 2 variants of it. As well, this one variant that I found has a slightly bigger mouth and also has some slightly bigger eyes. But besides that, both these plushes are the exact same, so I don't know if they were both basically the exact same plush just with some quality control issues or they were actually supposed to be 2 separate variants. But either way, both these plushes are actually inaccurate looking to their Lynxen counterpart. As well, this is pretty clearly based off Lynxen's plush and it overall seems to be a pretty bad bootleg. As a wall, the details on the face overall seem to be pretty accurate, they seem to be pretty simplistic and also seem to be slightly off-colored. As well, on the mouth, the gum seems to be a slightly too bright color and also for some reason the outline of the mouth is a brown color, which obviously isn't supposed to be like that, and it also seems that the head shape is a bit off. As well, the head shape just seems to be a little off and it also seems to be too much stuffing in the plush as well, but seems to be more of a 3D-ish look unlike the normal zombie pillow which is more flat. But also seems the embroidery is too small on some of these plushes as well. The mouth doesn't go all the way down to the chin and it actually has a huge gap in between it which makes the zombie look kinda weird. So yeah, it seems that Nici had a few problems when making this plush because well, compared to the rest of the plushes in the set, it overall seems to be pretty weird. And it just seems to be pretty inaccurate compared to the rest of the plushes in the set, but if you want it, you could look on eBay or Zanyu, but just like the others, it's extremely rare. But yeah, which pillow in the set is your favorite? Comment that down below, and yeah, have a great day.